until he saw his wife holding the memorial photo of their daughter appear in the courtroom. The husband, who was the defense attorney for the defendant, then discovered that the client he was defending was actually the murderer who had run over and killed his daughter with his car, and he had been by the murderer's side attentively these past days, so much so that he never even saw his daughter's final moments. Only at that moment, upon learning the truth, did the man regret his actions deeply. It turned out that just a few days ago had been the girl's 18th birthday, but on that day, the girl was struck by a speeding car. The young driver had sobered up in the instant of the collision. He knew in his heart that if the charge of drunk driving resulting in a fatal accident were to be confirmed, his entire life would be ruined, so he did not hesitate to quickly start his vehicle and choose to flee the scene. At that time, the girl's mother was frantic with worry, and she immediately wanted to call her husband. However, she was completely unaware that the young man who had run over the girl was actually the son of her husband's first love. In her phone call, she begged the man desperately, hoping to receive his help. Coincidentally, the man's first love was also present at the scene. Immediately thereafter, the young man recounted the incident of him running over the girl. Upon hearing this, his first love hurriedly sent their son to the hospital, stating that they would arrive immediately. Meanwhile, the girl was urgently taken to the hospital's emergency room. It so happened that both parties ended up at the same hospital. At that moment, the girl's mother called her husband again. When she learned that her husband was now with his first love, the woman angrily argued with him. After hanging up the phone, the doctor happened to come out of the operating room. Because the girl's injuries were far too severe, the doctor had exhausted all efforts yet was still powerless to save her. He could only helplessly allow the girl's mother to go in and see her daughter one last time. Until her final moments of life, the girl continued to think only of her father. She longed to see her father one more time at the end of her life, so she pleaded with her mother to call him. However, at the moment the phone was answered, what came through was her father's impatient complaint. When he heard it was his daughter's voice, the man immediately explained that his first loved son was in the hospital, and that he would go over to her shortly. The daughter declared that she would never leave unless she saw her father. But at that moment, the man did not grasp the meaning of his daughter's words, and told her to wait for him to return so he could make up for her birthday. Then he hung up the phone. In the end, the girl left this world forever with a heart full of unwillingness and regret, and she never got to see her beloved father before she died. He would never know that her father was at that moment accompanying his first love. The way the three of them got along truly resembled a family of three, and the tenderness and consideration that the father showed to his first love and her son was something his wife had never received even 1/10 of. Even when the wife called to inform him of the tragic news of their daughter's death, he responded with a bout of heartless scolding. The woman never imagined that the man only had his first love and her son in his heart, so she hung up the phone in disappointment, and was heartbroken as she looked at her daughter's death certificate. At that moment, the man told the young man that he had learned that the victim's family was also at this hospital, and then he told the young man to cry even more bitterly for a while, so that the other party would know he was truly remorseful. Then he also advised the young man never to admit any fault, as he would try his best to seek a settlement. Unexpectedly, just as the three of them were leaving, the woman happened to see